certainly come with the vehicle. It would come with the home. In an advanced alien civilization, it wouldn't be you buy a ship and then you shop insurance. It would just come with it. And I have one other thought. I was watching Ready Player One, um, and there's a race, and the world looks completely real, and yet all the cars are facing the ocean. There's nowhere to drive, but they're all getting ready to run a race. And as the timer's counting down, impossible things happen so that a bridge appears. Like a city just like breaks into pieces and a bridge just like pixelates out before them in a way similar to Doctor Strange, how they can just move the city around uh, with their mind. Let's look at her now. She's pretty cute. Um, so the world moved in a way that it could basically. It's hard to imagine it ever moving in our reality the way it moved in Ready Player One before they. You know what? Matter of fact, let's show that. Okay, let's see if they. Okay, so he throws his thing on the ground and it becomes a car. Now look at this. Look at the city move and create a bridge that wasn't there before. With the physics of the splashing of the water reacting to the bridge being created, and then the race goes and boom, they're off. Now that to me is so amazing that it makes you think why why would we even try to do that in real life when you can do it in CGI and like in this movie it's a futuristic movie where most of the people in the society spend their time inside this lifelike game. And inside this game, there's no penalty of dying other than losing your credits. So it's high stakes, but it's not life and death. And then you get to get a bridge appear, like in an impossible way. And why would we, as an advanced civilization, why would we try to go to Mars or go um, to build a bridge like that? It would be so much easier to do it inside of a game, inside of a civilization. I mean, a simulation. So if 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 we can secure Earth, or even if we did go to Mars and Earth and populate those planets, um, maybe the physical universe is worth exploring, but it might be so unforgiving with life and death consequences that the logical progression of intelligence is to be simulated. And we might already be there. Um, it just doesn't make sense to explore and mess with the real universe if you can create a game like this where King Kong is jumping on cars like this, and it looks real. I mean, it looks real. And I mean, I, I, I really think the future of exploration is going to be inside a video game, because once you're inside the video game, you could basically do whatever you want. Like, I think you would have less limitations inside the game than in reality. Reality, therefore, is most likely a game. There probably isn't a base reality outside of God in a white room imagining us or something. I don't know what base reality is. Um, but I just think that, like, okay, I'll give you an example. This is Quicksilver. What he's doing, like, he can, like, basically stop time. Now, I didn't pick this clip on purpose, but it still has to do with what I'm talking about. Why would you want to live in reality when, in reality, if you're driving towards a brick wall at 100 miles an hour, um, there's a certain point where there's nothing you can do and you're going to hit the brick wall and die. Whereas if it's inside of a simulation, the car the car doesn't have any rules it has to obey. The rules can be modified. We don't know how to edit the source code of the universe, of base reality, of where we are. But if we can, because we're not gods here, we're mortals. But if we go inside of a simulation, we could, in a sense, become gods of that simulation. Because when the car is going 100 miles an hour towards the brick, um, when the I've never seen this, by the way. When the car's going 100 miles an hour towards the brick wall in a simulation, you could, if you have the ability of Quicksilver or whatever, you could just pause. If you're a simulation god, you could pause the game and change the laws of physics, like during a chemical reaction, like what he's doing. Like, the fire was going to kill them, but he can intervene. He's like a god. It's like inevitable death was avoided by the god of the simulation. And it's like, if you're in a Ferrari going 200 miles an hour into a steel 4-foot wall, solid steel, you could have everything identical to this universe, except also have the ability to pause in that situation. And then, um, I guess we're just watching movies now. Um, you could pause before you hit the wall. Oh, this is a good. This is the only good part of this movie. I'm glad I picked this. If you pause before you hit the wall, you can just step out of the car, and then the car doesn't even have to. So not only can you get out of the car and then hit resume and watch the car hit the wall, you could also hit pause, get out of the car, um, do your Ready Player One thing, and like call the car back into your Pokeball, and then just walk away into another room, and then put your car down and drive away. Like, nothing is stopping you from doing that if you know it's a simulation and have a method of manipulating or creating within that simulation. So, we as human beings right now are most likely in a simulation. But the problem is, we don't know we're in a simulation, and we don't have the ability to edit the simulation. Now, if you do know you're in a simulation, the way Neo does in the Matrix, if you know you're in a simulation, you're one step closer to editing the simulation, to being a god, a simulation god. Now, if you become a a god, if you become like Neo in the Matrix, you're okay. So you figure out you're in a simulation, and then suddenly you can start editing it. Um, so you know, is that what we're supposed to do? And are there people that do it? Um, I mean, if you come up with a dream that you want to, like Tom Brady wanted to play quarterback, and he worked his hardest, and now he's won more Super Bowls than most franchises will ever win in their entire history. Um, is he editing the simulation? I mean, is he editing? Is 28-3 the same as the car going 100 miles an hour into the cement wall and him just saying no and then just winning anyways? Okay, I gotta stop. All right, thanks, guys.